I'm in the office watching how on YouTube the idea of buying a second passport is spreading more and more, and I want to share a few reasons why you might want to get one, and why having only one passport is simple not enough. Having a single citizenship, relying on one country for whole life or for all your business, especially if you are wealthy, isn't the smartest move. There are much better options out there. If you don't know who I am, I'm Victor Nuñez. At our company we have helped hundreds of people from many different countries relocate to reduce their taxes, escape political agendas, or gain new citizenship and more opportunities. Many people think, oh, I can have two passports, or why would I need a second passport or a second citizenship? Until someone tells them the benefits of being connected to more than one country. For example, if you are a US citizen, not just to the US, which is the most aggressive state, but also countries like Spain, Colombia, or wherever you're from. People usually think that second citizenship or having a second passport is just for those with weak passports. For example, if you are from Bolivia, Cuba, Venezuela, India, Iran, and want to travel the world without needing visas. Or they think it's only for Americans because they are only ones who have the IRS breathing down their necks everywhere they go. I have friends who were US citizens who gave up that citizenship because they were paying taxes there no matter where they moved. A lot of people thought things would change under Trump, but not. They didn't, and they won't. At most, he'll just make things harder for non-residents and non-citizens who want to use the US banking or corporate system. We have already seen proposals to charge a 3.5% tax if you want to move personal funds out the US. Back to Americans, they can even start a business easily without a US bank account and FATCA compliance. Overall, being a US citizen abroad is awful if you want to invest or be an entrepreneur. That's not going to change. That's why Americans are naturally and logically looking for more citizenship. Many of them get citizenship by descent, Spanish, Polish, Italian, Mexican, whichever they can claim, and I absolutely recommend doing that. Lots of people from the European Union are now getting second passports because they realize it's not just about traveling visa-free. I have met many Venezuelans who want to go to the US without a V1, V2 visa and get the Spanish citizenship in 2 years, allowing them to use ESTA. Others just want to distance themselves from the mess in their country and open new doors. That's why getting second citizenship in the Caribbean, Serbia, Turkey, El Salvador, Paraguay, or wherever makes you a lower risk citizen. Another key point about having a second citizenship is the ability to live in another country. A Spaniard who loves Spain, is my case, seeing that Pedro Sánchez isn't leaving anytime soon, that the PP, the other political party, is no better, and the whole the EU is following the same script, might find it useful to have citizenship elsewhere, just to be free or at least have another option. You never know what's really going to happen with the European Union. That's why many of our clients get residency in Paraguay for just a few thousand euros, temporary or permanent, by investing the required $70,000. Then they go on to buy a second passport through a donation or real estate investment. Others leave Europe altogether and head to Asia, the UAE, Thailand, Indonesia, or Vietnam. They get resident there, then buy another passport because in this residency they are not going to naturalize in 5, 10 or 20 years. We also work with people who want to level up. They settle in a country like Mexico or El Salvador where Spaniards, in my case, can get a passport in just 2 years. They buy another passport and in 2 years they have the Spanish one, Mexican one, and Grenadian Caribbean passport through real estate, for example. We deal with many people from Latin America, North America, and Europe, for example, Venezuela, Colombia, Mexico, Spain, the US, and also in Asia with India. And this guy maybe have ancestry in another country and can get that second citizenship, or they want to buy one in Europe, or in Asia, or in America, to have a backup plan on the continent. As many of you know, I no longer pay taxes in Europe, but I still spend part of my time there. I have a Spanish citizen, I haven't renounced it yet, and I hope I don't have to, but the way things are going, it's not looking great. They are talking of a passport tax, or a citizenship by taxation, digital euro, mandatory military service, and all sorts of measures we don't like. It's no surprise that a lot of people, myself included, think the EU is done for. Still not a bad place for a short vacation, a few months a year. I like being diversified around the world, and that's what I recommend to you. Don't just have an EU passport and nothing else. I have 2 residencies in the EU and several in Latin America, like Mexico, where if I live 18 months within a 24-month period, I can get the passport and dual citizenship in just 2 years, free of cost. My long-term plan is to get a passport in every strategic region that's not restrictive. Second citizenship also protects your assets from repressive governments that might confiscate your wealth or property. People from American countries where the government expropriates homes have long sought Western passports for protection. Now people from the West see their own governments threatening to take their assets and freedom, so they look for passports in the Caribbean or South America. They live 2 years in Mexico, El Salvador, Argentina, and then get citizenship there, protecting their land and paying less tax. From a tax perspective, having that second option lets you hold assets or open companies under your new citizenship. It doesn't eliminate your tax obligations. For example, if Spain adopts a tax system like the US and you keep both Mexican and Spanish passport, you would still owe taxes in Spain, but it adds privacy and protection. If the US starts seizing assets globally, you could renounce and still keep your other citizenship. A second citizenship also provides security for your family and future generations. Some clients from Latin America like the idea of getting a golden visa in the Schengen area, not for travel freedom, since most of their countries already have it unless you are from Bolivia or Ecuador, but because they think I don't need a second passport now, but I will get a Portuguese golden visa so my kids can study or live there in Europe later. We can get Portuguese citizenship in 5 years, spending just 1 week or 2 weeks per year there, while staying out of the EU tax residency and avoiding high taxes. That's a key advantage for Latin American compared to the Spanish 2-year option, which forces you to stay 9 months per year and doesn't let you use the Becal law. When it comes to citizenship, I like to think very long term, just like in the investments. What passports and citizenship will my children have? I only had the Spanish one. I'm Spanish by birth. No one in my family was from another country, so I couldn't claim anything by descent. Many of you have that luck, and I want to give the same luck to my children, more than I care about giving them a luxury car. In my opinion, one passport is not enough, especially if you are rich, because if your passport is already holding you back from opening a bank account, avoiding taxes, traveling freely, maintaining a good reputation, then you need more options. People have 5 cars, so they have options. It's the same with passports. You keep them just in case. If you want to see all the countries that offer easy second citizenship by descent or by residency without spending hundreds of thousands but trading time for money, I invite you to explore the channel. There are tons of videos and options. Or fill out the form in the description, we'll take a look together and you get that plan A or plan B.